Hi, this is Alisa Swaby, and you're listening to WNHH-LP 103.5 FM, broadcasting live from New Haven, Connecticut, and streaming live at www.newhavenindependent.org.
Welcome to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Alisa Bowens-Mercado. It's another Thursday, folks. Each week I trade in my dance shoes and my beer mugs now, and I spend time with you, the listeners, as we talk arts, culture, music, radio, much, much more. Boy, do we have a great show for you today. I am so excited because I have the CEO, the Chief Excitement Officer, as she's known, and the cookie consultant, all right, of Moon Rocks Gourmet Cookies.
Thank you.
Marnie is here with us today, so I'm so happy that you are here. We're going to talk all about how she started the business, how it has expanded, and these beautiful treats that the city is completely enjoying. So
awesome. Thank you.
It's going to be good to dive into that. And then also on our second segment, we're going to be talking to Irving Pinsky, and he's here with Politics with Pinsky. So we'll figure out what's going on in the country, in the nation these days. But folks, it is 5 o'clock somewhere. Sit back, relax as we serve you up a tasty mix of talk radio. You are listening to the Talk Sip. All right. Well, it is Thursday, and excited to be back here. And don't forget, you are listening to the Talk Sip on WNHHLP 103.5 FM. We are broadcasting live from downtown New Haven. Yes, we are, the Elm City. We are streaming live also on TuneIn Radio and NewHavenIndependent.org. And we are also streaming live video on Facebook Live. So just go to FacebookLive.com. You will see us, or go to your Facebook page and look us up. So there's no excuse of why you are not listening right now, right, Marnie?
Absolutely not. I love it.
All right. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
This show focuses really on the community and folks who are doing things in the community. And I've heard some amazing things about not only you, but your story, the backstory. So just can you tell us how this all started and give us a little bit of your background?
Absolutely. So I cherish the opportunity to tell our story, because really what we want is to be an inspiration to others who have a dream. So the quick version of the story is that my mom was a single parent.
Okay.
And her dream was always to go to culinary school. And when I was about 8 or 9, she went and did that. She was a single parent. She worked 3 jobs and put herself through culinary school.
Wow.
She was studying to be in New York. She was studying to be a pastry chef. And while she was studying, she said to her professor that there were no chocolate chip cookies that tasted the way she wanted. And she was complaining. And he said to her, well, you're learning the science of baking.
Right.
Make it yourself.
That's right. The cookie that you want.
Exactly. Make the cookie that you want. And that sounds easy to do. But,
right.
Baking truly is a science.
Oh, no, it really is.
Exactly. So they spent 6 to about 9 months every day after school, batch after batch after batch.
Wow.
And she knew what she wanted.
Right.
She knew how she wanted it to taste and the texture. And finally, she got it.
After how many batches?
Oh, it was hundreds of batches. To get that original recipe.
And she never gave up. She's like batch after batch after batch.
Exactly.
She wasn't sick of like chocolate chip cookies after the 100 batches.
I think that, she had an idea of the texture she wanted and the taste that she wanted. And it was a challenge.
And she wasn't going to stop until
she wasn't going to stop until she did it.
Love it.
Just as a side note, she was the only female graduate in her class at that time. This was in the 70s.
Wow.
It was a different world. And when she graduated, completely different world. When she graduated, she went to all the local bakeries. I have my degree, and no one would hire her.
Because she was a woman back in the 70s, and culinary.
Exactly.
Even though she had graduated.
Exactly.
Probably at the top of her culinary class.
She did. And in those days, they would just outright say to you, no, you can't. No, we're not going to hire you. You're a woman. And to add sort of insult to injury, a lot of the, it was an Italian neighborhood in Brooklyn. And they would say, well, you sell the baked goods. You tie the string around the box. She's like,
we'll put you in the front.
Right, put you in the front. She's like, I don't want to tie the string. I want to bake the bread. So
good for her.
She was a single parent, though. She had no choice. She had to go back to bookkeeping, which is where she came from.
Wow.
And so my whole life, we made these chocolate chip cookies.
Like in the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so I'm convinced that my entire life growing up that really family and friends could care less whether or not they saw us as long
They
as
want
we
the
brought
cookie-
the
the
cookies.
cookies.
Exactly. As long as we brought the cookies. In fact, this is really where I remember realizing that there was something special about my
Okay.
mom's recipe. We were at a wedding, at a family wedding, where we, of
Okay.
course, were asked to make the
The
cookies.
cookies. Right.
And so we had this big tray of cookies at this. And remember, this is someone's wedding.
Right.
We had
Right.
this big tray of cookies and
Dessert tray, a little-
exactly,
yeah.
you know. And someone in the family stole from the wedding this giant tray of cookies,
No.
put them in his car, and moved his car so his wife could not find where he had moved it to.
No. It was that serious.
It's the, yeah,
The
people,
cookies were that good.
we had people fight over these
Oh, the
cookies,
cookies.
constantly
At the wedding.
at the wedding. So
The cookie culprit. Oh my gosh.
The
And you
cookie
know
culprit.
who he is. Huh? We're not
yes,
gonna,
no, we're not
okay.
going to disclose. You know, keep some keep
Family
some
secrets, yes.
Exactly. So at that wedding, several
Mm.
people said to me, you know, coming, I don't know what you're going to, because at the time I think I was 16 or 17, and said, I don't know what you're going to do with your life, but you need to do something with these cookies.
Right.
And, you know, that sort of became sort of the mantra. My mom kept saying, you know, throughout my life, these cookies are my legacy. I don't know what we're going to do with them, but this is my gift. This is my legacy.
There you go. Keep the cookie vision alive.
Exactly.
That's certainly what it sounds like.
Exactly. So I had already made, you know, I got married. I have 3 children. You know, I had a career.
Right.
And I had
right.
already made a change in my life personally from my human resource career. I was in banking for 18 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I had made
okay.
that transition. And so I was ready and open for something new. And I had done, you know, several different things in the area. And I was turning 50. And I like to say that I was having a midlife clarification.
I love it. Did you hear that, folks? A midlife clarification. I love that.
Definitely was not a crisis. I had
Right.
really worked out, you know, who I was and what I wanted prior to that. But I had a clarification, and I had a conversation with my husband, and I said to him, listen, I'm turning 50. My mother is 75. If I don't do something with these cookies now, it's never going to happen.
Right.
And
It was now or never.
It was now or never. And it wasn't a great time. My husband was unemployed for a while. Finances, you know, are always an issue. It wasn't a good time.
Right.
But is there ever a good time?
No. No, you're right.
Right?
It's no.
So he looked at me and he said, if anybody can make something out of nothing, it's you. Let's go.
Amen.
Let's go.
Amen.
And so having that
And support.
that was it. Now, I had not had this conversation with my mother for quite some time.
What
You know,
about
'cause
3 years, 5 years, 10? Was it a decade?
You know, it was
kind-
like an ongoing,
Kind of-
always conversation about every time we made the cookies. You
There was
know,
conversation. Right.
conversation about it. So at the time, my mom was living in my in-law apartment downstairs, and I walked downstairs with no notice and said to her, Ma, I'm ready. And she looked at me with a look I
have
will never
goosebumps.
forget.
My gosh.
And she ran over and she got her recipe book and she said, so am I.
Oh my gosh.
And that was it. I no preface. You know, I'm ready to start the. She knew exactly what I was talking about.
That is amazing. I'm sorry. I just, you know, stories like this literally like give me, they really resonate because I can feel the anticipation.
Yeah.
I can feel the hard work. I can feel the perseverance. I could feel everything.
It was just a moment. And after I started, you know, we're going to do this. I, you know, started to do a little market research, and I said to her, went downstairs, you know, about 2 months later, and I said to her, Ma, you can't have a gourmet cookie company with chocolate chip, you know, with nuts and chocolate chip without nuts. And I looked at her and I said, Ma, very innocently, you know, can you make flavors?
Right.
'Cause she had never made any other
Flavors. It was her and her chocolate
It
chip.
was her and the chocolate chip.
Right.
And she looked at me, and I always get emotional at this part of our story. She looked at me and she said, I don't know, but I've been waiting my whole life for someone to ask me that question.
Because you know what, Marnie, she didn't have that opportunity.
She didn't have the
She
opportunity.
was the one that had to go tie the string around the boxes.
Exactly.
She couldn't go back in the kitchen.
Right.
And so 2015.
Yeah, this was 2014.
14.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Then she was free.
Yeah.
She was able to. She could put whatever flavor she wanted in those darn cookies.
Yeah, it was a really incredible moment.
Wow.
And so we started. Our first day, our opening was September 13th, 2014. We were at the East Rock Festival.
Nice.
Is where our whole business was launched. And at that time, I think in the couple of months that it took us to get going, I think she had developed 3 or 4 additional flavors.
Okay.
So we had our little table and, our whatever 6 flavors at the time. And it was great. Actually, it started pouring in the middle of the event.
Well, that's kind of good luck. Anytime it rains at an event that you're kind of having a launch, it's just that's good luck.
It was great. It didn't
Didn't rain on your cookie parade.
No, not at all.
I'm sure you sold and I'm sure your cookies were just as good in the rain.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We packed up, and I said to her, "Okay, here we go."
Was like, Mom, so it's like she sees like the logo and she sees the branding and she sees the beautiful packaging. Like, is she kind of like, is this also surreal for her?
It is.
Is she kind of like, oh my gosh?
It has been really all along quite a journey. And in all honesty, as far as 'cause people ask me, it's been so much work. How do you stay motivated? All I have to do is look at my mother.
That's it.
And there is no greater motivation.
Now, you look at where she had come from
Exactly.
and what she had gone through, single mother, and really kind of really said, okay, now was not the time, but always kept that dream and the vision. But I mean, as her child, for you to really take that vision and really dive into that, I mean, that just is a testament to you.
It's been really just such an honor and a joy to just make her dream come true. I have a friend who said to me, "You gave your mother's dream wings."
Yes, and they have taken off.
And they have taken off. Exactly.
So now you get the business up and running. You're off. You're the cookies, the reviews. I mean, I've read up on the company. So you literally. You started. Where was your first location?
So, the first location was my garage. We were renting. How many businesses start in a garage?
Oh,
right?
a lot.
I love it.
I love the downstairs basement,
Exactly.
the cookie makers, the brewers, so
that's where it starts. So, in Connecticut, we, at the time, and I think still, we don't really have a cottage law. You can't bake at home,
right?
And so, first thing we did was we rented a kitchen and started working on the recipe, making sure my mother was continually making new recipes. We started the production. And so that first, I'm going to be honest, that first year was rough. Here was, 50-year-old Barney and my 75-year-old mother, Cynthia, schlepping this 90-pound tent out of the back of my SUV, with magnets slapped on the side of my car. Moonrocks Gourmet cookies.
Make sure it's straight.
Exactly. And, farmers markets and things like the East Rock Festival, anywhere that we could get really the cookies in front of people, get them to sample them, and, start making some sales and creating some buzz.
Exactly.
And so that took, so in those first 13 months, we rented several different kitchens. We kind of kept outgrowing.
Okay, right. You have to go bigger. You probably supply, demand, bigger batches.
That is part of the story that I would love to talk about in a second.
Of course,
in regard to the renting the kitchens, because that's something that has become passionate for us. So, a year and a half, about a year, 13 months, we self-funded our first location, our bakery at 1830 Dixwell Avenue in Hampton.
Yes, the one I drove by. Yes.
Tiny little cute storefront.
It's adorable.
It's adorable.
Colorful, though.
Yep, based on our logo.
Yeah,
yep.
Love
Worked
it.
with a wonderful interior designer who then also helped us design the New York Street location. So that was 13 months. Then we opened the kitchen and we opened the storefront 6 weeks later. We opened October 13th, 2015. Incredible. We moved pretty quickly.
Yeah, you were moving. You were baking and moving. You and Mom.
Baking and moving. Come on. We're running out of time here.
Right.
We're not young.
Right. There's people that need these cookies.
That's right. Exactly. And we're running out of time. So then about a year later, last March, we purchased a food truck trailer and started taking the food truck out, which is so much fun. I love being out in the truck.
You get to, the great thing is you get to meet the people.
I love it.
And they get to meet you. They're like, wait a minute, that's the CEO of the cookie. Like, that's actually her. We get to meet her. Like, she made the
I love
but that's so personal, and it's
great.
That adds a nice touch to that story.
Yeah. There's something about the interaction in the truck that's great. Although I have to tell you that we have customers that especially now that we have the second store, that exclusively want to go to the Hampden location because they want to see Mama Moonrocks.
Oh, see, Mama
so
Moonrocks.
My mom runs the store
in Hampden
with some help, obviously, and now we have a staff of bakers, and then
nice.
an assistant that helps her. So,
but Mama Moonrocks is in Hampden.
She's in
Hampden. So if y'all want to go see Mama Moonrocks,
you will find her at.
You got to go to the Hampden location.
You got to go to the Hampden location. Every once in a while now, we're bringing her down to New Haven, but for the most part, she's parked
in Hampden.
And then about 9 months ago, two lovely representatives from Yale came and said, "Hi, we're looking for Marnie." I was like, "Here I am."
Sweet.
And they told us that they had done some, research on our company, obviously.
Of course.
And they were looking for something in the area to complete the area.
Right.
As far as desserts were concerned, that was a little more upscale.
Right.
Looking for a different kind of cookie company. A new customer in the York Street store just gave me the best description. In general, lots of cookies are sort of fast food.
Okay.
And Moonrocks Gourmet Cookies is fine dining.
I love it.
It's the perfect description, really.
Made with a lot of love.
All natural ingredients.
Yes. So what's in your product?
Right. So, and this is something that's really important to us. All natural ingredients. We don't use anything artificial at all. I'm very proud of this.
That's amazing. Very healthy.
So most cookies have, it depends on the cookie, but most cookies have 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar. Ours generally have around a teaspoon. We don't use a lot of sugar. Our cookies are high in flavor. They're low in sugar. When you have really good ingredients and you have super rich flavors, and again, remember my mother was a trained pastry chef.
Right.
So when you eat the cookies, if you allow them to sort of resonate a little bit, rather than, don't just woof them down.
Woof them down, yeah.
You get layers of flavor. It's like, it's an experience. You actually can taste the layers of flavor.
So don't eat your Moonrock cookies
quickly.
That's right. Even though you will want to eat them quickly. Because I can't wait to bite in my Moonrock cookie. Seriously, it's just like you said, layers.
Yeah.
Layers.
So you can taste that,
the ingredients.
You can taste the ingredients. When we came to the Yale store, we were open almost a month.
Okay.
The 15th will be a month. We're very excited, and it's been going
so
great.
That's just very new.
Very new, yeah.
And Yale, that area,
yeah,
Broadway
we're loving
area.
it. And Yale's been a great partner. They were specifically also, they really wanted somebody local.
Yes.
And I appreciate the fact that they sought out a local business owner and not another chain.
Right, exactly.
And so they've been great partners, and really everyone in the area has been fantastic.
Yeah, we've got to support local.
Yeah, very welcoming. I wanted to do something, so we wanted to have a little Yale cookie. So we decided that we wanted Bulldog Lemon. So we wanted blue sprinkles. Well, most sprinkles are made with ingredients that we won't use.
Right. Because they're not natural.
They're not natural. Exactly. So I'm very proud. I found vegan, naturally dyed with fruit juice, blue sprinkles.
There you go.
So that's
an example. And it's still natural. So you go, you basically, Marnie and your mom go over and above and beyond to make sure not only that your product is just delish, it's healthy, but you stick to it's all natural.
Exactly.
So
that's our story.
That's your story.
And we're sticking with it. Exactly.
And good for you.
Yeah.
And that's why your brand and your product will live on forever.
Yeah. It's very, very exciting. I'd love to tell one little piece about the kitchen. When we built our commercial kitchen, it's very hard in Connecticut starting a food business to find a rental kitchen.
Yes.
For lots of reasons. One is that, sometimes the kitchens are just super busy and they don't have time.
Right.
To allow somebody else to share. Exactly.
Right. And food trucks are on the rise.
And they need generally need a place to operate out of.
Right.
Exactly. However, we found that sort of in the baking industry, For the most part, a lot of kitchens are not utilized 24/7.
Okay.
And kitchen owners are not necessarily interested in launching new businesses because they see them as competition.
Oh,
Which I can understand if that's the mentality that you're coming from.
but aren't there enough cookies to go around?
Well, we think there's more than enough room. And so that was something that we vowed we would do. When we opened our commercial kitchen, we actually partnered with Sonia Apria from Sweet Treats at Sonia.
Yes.
And Lynette Rosenberger from the Cupcake Chick. They moved in with us as renters and colleagues.
Wow.
To start what we like to call our own little personal incubator kitchen.
That's amazing.
And so over
3 different companies, 3 different brands, 3 different types of cookies, or cookies but with different flavors and their own.
Yep. And well, actually, right.
That's fascinating.
The 3 of us have all different products, and we want each other's products. Like we all want Lynette's cupcakes and Sonia's cinnamon buns, and they want the cookies. But that relationship has been part of why this has been so satisfying for us. You know, to come in and watch their businesses grow and help them. My mom will help with recipes.
Right.
I'm not the baker. If I'm baking, it's a bad day. I'm all about the business.
We need Mommy Moon Rocks.
Exactly. She and her baking staff, which are amazing. Dave is our baker.
Yeah, shout out to
he's great.
The bakers.
And so that has been really amazing to watch that relationship. We've had, right now we have 6 folks operating out of our kitchen with us. We've actually launched other bakers launching their businesses. We actually have launched 2 other cookie companies in that kitchen, and people are like, "What are you, nuts?
No,
why would you do that?
Why wouldn't you?
Because their cookies are their cookies.
Your
They're
cookies
totally different than ours. Exactly. And we don't operate from a mentality of scarcity. We operate from a mentality of abundance.
But abundance and growth.
Exactly.
If you grow, they grow. If 3 grows, I mean, so those are, if more people out there had that mentality, that it really isn't, it's not a competition.
It's not a competition.
It really is not a competition. I've said that in businesses that I own. It really isn't. I am who I am. I have a product that I'm so passionate about. Some people are going to love it. Some people might say I love it, but I, prefer, but it's not about that. It's about working together.
Exactly.
So,
and food is subjective. Not everybody's going to love our cookies. Not everybody's going to love other
everybody's
cookies.
palates are completely different, and that's what is the beauty of this. But to know that you open the doors for other companies to actually come in and start that's just icing. I mean,
icing, no pun intended.
No pun intended. That really is honestly the icing on the cake.
It is. It is. It's been so satisfying to have this little kitchen community. We help one another, and we've all become friends. And it's just been, it has been such a joyous experience. I'm going to be honest with you. The last 3.5 years, I've never worked so hard in my entire life.
I know.
Never. And I think if I had understood what I was getting into, I might
Would you do it all?
I would.
In a second.
In a second.
Yes.
No hesitation.
Yeah.
It has been the hardest 3.5 years of my life.
Yes.
And it has been the absolute most satisfying time ever in my life. It has been the most satisfying thing I've ever done.
You could look back and say, you know what? No regrets. You
no
did
regrets.
it.
No
you
regrets.
did it.
We're very excited.
Tell us what's going. Tell us what's coming up, and then tell us where we can find you and any social media pages. Actually, folks, don't forget we post this after the interview, like immediately. So and she's got cookies.
Yeah, I have cookies. So one little thing that we feel like we've come home in this downtown York Street location. The new location is 286 York Street. We're right between Ashley's Ice Cream and Yorkside Pizza.
Oh, perfect.
So
know exactly where it is.
And we feel like we've come home. We're really enjoying the interaction with the students and the professors and the folks that work for Yale and the neighborhood. They're appreciating the all-natural aspect that we bring. In addition, we're a small business that exclusively supports other small businesses. So our tea is from Savvy Tea in Madison. Our coffee is from Cafe Senior Rueda, which is based in Woodbridge, and it's their personal family farm in Columbia. So
that's amazing.
Can't get much more local than that.
I've heard of them, so that's amazing.
Their
so
coffee's amazing.
You are using local.
All of our milk products and lemonade come from the Farmer's Cow in Lebanon, and exclusively we sell Fox and Park soda. So we're a small business that exclusively supports other small businesses. In fact, the majority of the business prior to opening the York Street location has been our baskets. So that's an important part for us.
Absolutely.
We work with small companies, medium-sized companies, to custom brand baskets with their logo and their custom message, so that when
their product,
and then we put our amazing cookies in. And so when the basket is delivered, it is very clearly a basket from that business. And we are really trying to work with, one of the most satisfying things for us right now has been working with small businesses and helping them grow their business from a platform of gratitude. That if you're thankful for a customer's business, or a customer has gone out of their way to refer to you need to thank them.
Absolutely.
And when you thank them from a place of authenticity and, with the branding, which is beautiful, and amazing cookies, the response is really incredible. And so that has been a really satisfying part of what we've been able to do.
And that's amazing, because you know what we are as entrepreneurs, we are because of our customers.
Absolutely.
We live, we thrive, we stay passionate, we stay eager, we stay hungry.
Exactly.
Literally because of our customers. So that's a wonderful thing. Marnie, my gosh, look at is that the original cookie?
Yes, so this is the original. I brought some samples so that you can try, but this is the original maple chocolate chip cookie.
Is that the original, the mom's vision?
This is the original, absolute. And then I brought two others just to talk about a little bit quickly. This is the maple chocolate chip is our original cookie.
Right.
My mom feels like the next two are sort of her genius
recipes.
This is the cannoli cookie.
Oh.
It literally tastes like a cannoli. So to capture a pastry cream in a cookie, genius. My mother's a beast.
Wow. I can't wait. I'm going to go see her and go hug her.
She's great. And this is our cheesecake cookie, same thing. So this is an actual, we use cream cheese. It's an actual cheesecake base in the form of a cookie. So they're unique, and they're just amazing.
And you told me, and for everybody that's watching and listening, eat these slowly. You're going to want to whip them down. Take your time. Tell us where we can find you. Do you have your two locations?
So the two locations, it's 1830 Dixwell Avenue in Hamden. Yeah, try the cookie. And then the new location is 286 York Street. Now that location's open 7 days a week. So we have extended hours.
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday till 9:30, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday till 11 o'clock at night. We're online. We ship anywhere in the U.S. I know. It's the best cookie.
Oh my God.
That maple chocolate chip will always be my favorite. Wow. That's the original. We ship anywhere in the U.S., so we can ship cookies or baskets anywhere in the U.S. We do a lot of shipping. We are, of course, on social media. We have a very active Facebook page, aptly named Moonrocks Gourmet Cookies.
So they can find you.
We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. The food truck has its own page. It's called the Moonlicious Rock and Roader.
I love it.
We actually had a Facebook contest to let our customers name the new food truck, and that's what they came up with, the Moonlicious Rock and Roader.
And I have seen that on the road. So I know I'm going to be chasing the chocolate chip cookie.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
Marnie, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you
for spending
so much
time with us.
For having
thank you
us.
for sharing that story. That is amazing. Folks, if you're out there listening and you have a dream, or if you have something, it could happen 30, 40, 50 years later. Just don't do it. She is a testament, and her mom is a testament to what just staying the course. And
when it's in your heart and it's passionate. You don't work a day in your life.
You don't.
You just do it.
And you do it, and you do it. And you know what? You could look at your clock and go, oh my gosh, the entire day is gone. And then you can keep going.
Exactly. Yep.
So we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you
wish you the best of luck.
much.
These are darn good. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm going to share these. I'm going to have to share the goodness with folks. Folks, we are going to be right back. And two, we have Irving Pinsky coming up with Politics with Pinsky. Again, Marnie, Moonrocks, Gourmet Cookies, thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
God bless.
So much.
Many blessings.
Thank
and
you.
continued success.
Thank you so much.
All right. We will be right back. Awesome. Welcome back to the Talk Sip. I'm your host, Alisa Bowens-Mercado. Don't forget, every Thursday, I trade in my dance shoes and I spend time, and my beer mugs now, spend time with you, the listeners. Don't forget, you're listening to us at the Talk Sip on WNHH 103.5 FM, broadcasting live from downtown New Haven. We are streaming live on TuneIn Radio and newhavenindependent.org. We are also streaming live video on Facebook Live, so just go to facebook.com/New Haven Independent, and you will find us. Well, we are going from cookies, which are fantastic. My gosh, you're going to have some. I just had a little bite. And you know what? I don't feel bad because I'm like kind of like mid-cleansing, but these are all natural, so this is great. But now I have in studio my boy, Irvin Pinsky. Yes, he is back with Politics with Pinsky, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about. So let's get right in it. All right, who got fired this week?
You know, they fired, they get quit, they suck, and he's unbelievable in that he stabs everybody. You know, when Donald Trump meets you, I'm telling you all this, my friends, when he meets you, first thing he does is he looks at his back for where he's going to put the knife. Because when you walk away, you feel it right away, bang, right in the back.
Yeah.
I can name 1,000 people who he's backstabbed.
Well, everybody's jumping ship, literally. Everybody, the Washington boat is rocking. And it's just, people are like, oh, we're getting out here. Paul Ryan. Okay, so let's talk about that.
Off the cliff. Bye, Paul. Bye. You can't work with him? No kidding. And, you know, it's really, let me ask you something. If you were a big shot lawyer, any of you,
right,
and he came
well,
to you
you're
and
a
said,
big, Irv, come on, you're not chop liver, my friend.
I'm trying to be honest here. If you were a big shot lawyer and Donald called you up and said, look, I want a really good lawyer for this case because they're coming after me.
I'd say I have salsa dancing to do and I've got to go sell beer. I can't help you. Click.
No, you'd sell him 10 cases. That's what you'd do.
I sure would. I go drink my stuff. When you wake up and you're you know, whatever, you're wobbly, you're hungover, then maybe we can, or maybe we'll start making right decisions.
Then you can buy another 10 cases, Donald.
So let's get this straight. So how does a top attorney like just kind of say, you know what, I'm done, I'm out, I don't want any.
Check this out. You're a top lawyer. He calls you up and you say, gee, the president's calling me. And then you open the front page of the paper and there his lawyer is getting searched. Getting his house searched.
There are raids. There's
getting his wife's pants searched. Everything's getting searched by when you touch the Donald. Now, I'm very worried about my friend in New York, Mark Kasowitz, who's represented for 30 years. Is he going to get searched now?
Probably.
I mean, right?
Well,
so you don't want to get involved with that stuff. You wanted your house to be your home, not a search engine.
Right, exactly. And folks, don't forget, when we have Politics with Pinsky, we have the phone lines are wide open. 203-872-7356 or 203-684-8907. Again, 203-872-7356. If you're tuning in, just give us a buzz and give us your take. Maybe he needed some Mama Rocks cookies.
He needed Mama Rocks cookies. He needs to learn how to dance. He's got to stop being a jerk, okay? To tell the truth, the guy needs a beating, but I wouldn't recommend it because he's president.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you know, in all seriousness, people are really leaving. They're scattering. They don't want to, you know, say, this is just impossible. This is not what we signed up for. I'm out.
Today, remember what Tillerson called him an effing moron?
Yeah, he did.
Right? And
exact words.
And now, in front page of today's Daily News, I think they have an article saying that his chief of staff called him a dishonorable man.
We kind of all knew that before the country voted for him.
But these are his closest guys. This is his team. So Trump has come in with this whole special swamp, and they're all getting arrested. They're all getting indicted. And guess what his lawyer's going to do now? This guy Mikey Cohn, who says that he's going to stick by it, who's going to take a bullet for him. Michael Cohn is going to sing like a bird. It's going to be called Mikey the Snitch. Right? Because that's the only way out of it.
Well, you know, let's open the table. We have Harry in here, who is an avid Trump supporter.
He's kidding. Harry's kidding. He doesn't mean
I know.
that.
I think it's a facade. But you know what, Harry? It's good because we love perspective.
We love Harry.
But you know, it is a little. It's funny how people they're running. they're like, listen, there's a fire. They're like, all right, we smell smoke in the White House. Oh, now we don't smell it. It's kind of calmed down. Now everyone in the White House, you know what they're saying? There's a fire. I don't know if it's on the first floor, the second floor, or the third floor. We are getting out. Let's go. However we have to get out, we have to lie and say we need to spend more time with the kids. Did you know what's happening in Paul Ryan's house?
He says he wants to go to his family.
No, you know what's happening in his house? His wife, he comes home every night and has to look at his wife, who probably says to him, you stupid idiot. You are selling your soul to the devil, working for the most incompetent person in the United States, and you literally are coming home. She calls him, watch, she has called him every name in the book. Trust me, ladies, I know what's going on in Paul Ryan's house. That's why he's getting out.
She probably has garlic over her door to keep Dracula out, right? Because she's afraid for her kids, everything. She has a daughter. When his daughter was 13 years old, I remember he took her out and made a big deal out of teaching her to kill deer.
Yeah,
I said, this guy's something wrong with him too.
Yeah, exactly.
But it got him votes. He likes to hunt.
So Harry, so now there's a fire. Everybody's smelling it. What's your take on it? People are leaving. He's not going to have anyone. Yeah, Harry, what do you think? He's going to have Sand. What's the name of the chick that lies every day?
Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Yeah, she will. Yeah. She literally will be the only one.
Because he gives her cannolis.
Yeah, well, you could tell. But you know what the thing is? When she leaves, game over. That's going to be the best
one out
standing.
The door.
Yeah, and that'll be a good book. So Harry, there's it's been like this, but people are leaving. So what do you have to say about the president that you support?
It's getting kind of hard, right, to start defending Trump just because you might get investigated.
Right? Yeah, they're out to get you.
So
because you're aiding and abetting.
I'm going to be careful.
You're aiding and abetting.
I'm going to be careful what I say because I don't want Mueller to come over here.
No, you can move to Moscow.
Listen.
Well, look, let me tell you that
I know
they're using those type of tactics because he's not raiding drug dealers or anything like that. He's raiding. They raided a lawyer's house office.
Perfect.
Because of a porn star.
They're more crooked than the drug dealers out here.
You have to understand what's going on. Imagine if they were doing this to Democrats. You guys would be going nuts, right? Right, Irving? Because they use the tactics that they're using.
We would be getting in this position.
Trump was a
Remember,
Democrat.
the tactics that they're using are extreme. All right,
I think they're being mild.
And then
I
you
think
have
they
to
should
go.
be raiding Trump's house.
You
What's
have
the
to
matter?
go.
They got
You
the
have to look
floor.
at. You have to look at the team.
But no one is sleeping with porn stars.
Well,
hello,
they raided a house over a porn star.
Good, they should have. There's
Imagine
more to
if they raided
how many diseases?
Hillary and Bill's house because of the accusations that they have.
Come on, Monica. They could have gone to our house. It wasn't
and they
that.
Didn't.
It wasn't that. Listen, we have.
They didn't.
We have the president of the United States lying through his teeth. They've got people. He's got people lying for them. That's why they raided their house.
Good. And lied or anything like that.
How
he
many
lies every
diseases
day.
has he brought his wives with all these women he's doing?
But you see what you're doing. You're saying that they should raid his house because he slept with other women.
Because he
you have to look at the history of presidents and who they've slept with, right?
No, but you don't know about those.
Stars.
Trump bragged about it.
Right? Come on.
How many diseases
Come on,
did
well,
he
no,
bring his
listen,
wives?
listen.
on,
I think that the bottom line of the story. No, the bottom line of the story is there's something more to this. Trust me, it's not just
going crazy.
But you know what's going to happen.
But you have
what
to
I'm
look
excited
into
about?
Mueller's history, though. If you look at what Mueller did,
he's a Republican.
Because everybody's saying
he's amazing.
Well, that's ridiculous because there's a whole bunch of never Trumpers in the Republican Party.
Republican.
But now listen,
was he
if you look at Mueller's history
No.
and when he was the Attorney General in Boston, Massachusetts, and he was in charge of the Whitey Bulger case.
He's doing a great job.
Well, no, all of those.
He's a Republican.
A lot of those convictions got overturned by the Supreme Court. $100 million were paid because it was an abuse of power.
Was that?
Okay, and then you have Andrew Weissman.
This is a Trump circus, the train going around.
He's
Well,
talking about the
I'm
days
just
when
telling
Trump
you.
dodged the draft and
Yes.
Mueller
I'm
went
just
to serve
telling
his
you.
country in Vietnam.
Exactly.
Trump was a
Well,
big
it doesn't
PUSS
mean Mueller's clean.
And Mueller went and became a hero.
Well,
Okay, so
let me take that back. Mueller is clean.
He's cleaner
No, he
than
really
Kennedy
is.
than
No.
No, he's not. But let me
Cleaner
just
than
say
Trump.
he is.
Put it this way: he's the guy who
And
is
then you
going
have
to
Andrew
literally
Weissman.
bring this president down. And I can't wait. A porn star is going to bring down the president of the United States.
Think about
and
that.
Great, perfect. I can't wait. Let's get him out now. Put it this way: if he's left by himself, the little child that he is,
Think of the
he
hero
has
worship
no-
over JFK,
He
right?
has
and
no
all the stuff
one
he did.
to advise him. He has no one to advise him. We are going to be, the country's already in shambles, but we literally are going to have a president that's going to sit there. No one is going, that has the brain and the education to advise him. They're all gone.
Abuse of
He's
power.
going to actually be making all the decisions. And that's the scariest thought in my brain for this country.
Yeah,
No, I think you guys better be prepared to welcome Pence.
well, no, we can't stand Pence
Oh,
either.
no,
but
no.
right now,
Now,
right now
Pence
we have
is-
to win in November.
What you have to
Well,
understand
that's what we're
about
gonna do.
Blue wave.
What you
Yeah.
have to understand about Trump is what you said. He was a Democrat, and he does lean Democrat in a lot of ways. Pence,
He leans both ways.
He leans
ultra
Bellevue.
right.
Listen, he leans both ways. He leans to his wife, then he leans to porn stars. He goes from his wife. He leans. No, he's very good at leaning. There you go.
And today's Daily
he
News,
is
the
just
front
like Bill
page,
Clinton.
Today's Daily News front page says that he has a little love child out there, and the
Probably
doorman
does.
and the doorman got paid $30,000 by the National Enquirer to sell them the story, and then they killed it.
They
It's
had to
called
take
Cash
it back
and Kill.
because
they didn't take
they
it
can't
back. Where
prove
did
it,
they take
yeah.
it back?
No, it was
They,
true.
they can't prove it.
I
Now,
didn't
now
see that
Bill
was taken
Clinton
back.
does have a love child. Did you see that guy who was following Hillary Clinton around when she was running?
And Bill Clinton,
Bill
is
Clinton
not
I
does
don't
have
think
a
you have
love
any
child.
evidence
You know
for
what?
that. That's
No,
the first time I heard that. In
me
Oh,
65
wait a
years
minute.
of my life.
But there's evidence about Trump.
Trump,
Well,
Trump
the thing
the front
is-
There
page
you
of
go.
the paper.
There
he
you
listen,
go,
and
Irving.
let me tell you
There you
something.
go.
And Clinton, it is not in office anymore. Obama is not. Who was scandal free, the most classiest
Cleanest
people
president ever.
ever. And then wait,
I have a
we
list.
get them. We the Obamas leave, and we get that trash in the White House.
Yeah, and
It's
he's a mean
amazing.
guy. And plus, he's
Amazing.
always getting some other disease by kissing Putin's ass. It's disgusting what he sucks up to that guy.
Yeah,
And
he is.
Trump has to
He
go
is, huh?
out of here.
Well,
Lock
he's
him
going.
up.
Listen,
Right.
he's going
All
slowly.
what did
but
Obama
surely.
do to Putin? Irving, come on, give me.
Obama?
Yeah, what did Obama do? You know what
He
he,
didn't
did?
become
kept
his
the
best
peace.
friend.
He kept the
You-
peace. He
you-
didn't say, I'm going to bomb you in 2 minutes.
Oh, wait a minute. You guys were saying he's kissing his butt, and now
I
he's
said
going to
Trump
bomb
is
him. You have to
kissing his
right.
butt.
You have to decide whether
I-
Trump is going to bomb him or he's kissing his butt.
Well,
Well,
listen,
you
now
can't
he-
have both sides of that
Listen,
coin.
now he's
Irving.
in trouble, so he's wagging the dog. It's called
Irvin
wagging the
cannot
dog.
listen.
Can't have both
no,
sides of that
he
coin.
can't listen. He
That was
can't.
good thinking,
He
by the
can't
way.
tell you honestly.
Yeah.
He can't because Trump can't either. He
He
can't make
changes.
up his mind whether. So that's just so.
The second half of his sentence is completely opposite than the first half.
All right, listen. We're
He's
gonna
out of
listen.
it.
We're gonna take a break. All three of us are gonna take a bite out of Moonrock's cookies. We're
Can
gonna. Yes,
Can we
we have
arrest?
some.
Can we arrest him in the break? When you come back, we'll have him locked up in the waiting room. Lock him up.
Lock him up. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
And we are back. You are listening to the Talk Sip. We have had some of our Moon Rock cookies. Everybody's calmed down. Aren't they delish?
That woman can cook.
Woo!
Whoa.
Bake. She's got a baking.
Man.
And what a wonderful story.
What's her name?
It's Marnie, who is the daughter, and Mama Moon Rocks
I got a
is the
friend her
mom.
on Facebook.
Yeah, please do. It really is delicious. So we've had our cookies. Now, speaking of entrepreneurs and small business, this administration, and I could be wrong, there's no incentive we're going to get smothered. We need businesses like we just had featured on the top of this hour. We need businesses like that to thrive.
Support your local business.
Support your local business. But, the trickle down, if it's coming from the government, there's no incentives, there's no initiatives right now that are on the table for, that this government has. What have they proposed for small business to keep us moving, to keep us alive, to keep
Connecticut is trying to
our
steal,
wings.
Connecticut is trying to steal the small businesses from New York because they have Silicon Valley where they're all building small computer companies and they like that. But, I remember when Trump tried to stop the veterans from selling their stuff in New York City on the streets.
Oh, yeah.
Because they used to have the permits because they fought in the war.
Right.
And he came out against it. And those are small business people who could barely get by.
What
And
about
I never forgave him for
125th
that.
Street in Harlem?
Yeah, I love
that. That has totally changed. There's no vendors. That's what people love to go down to Harlem to literally to just walk up and down the street. We would always go to Sylvia's Soul Food Restaurant, eat there, and then just walk and see vendors. Nothing to buy things. Yeah, supporting local art. There were artists. There were folks that were. I don't care. They were selling gloves or.
It's a great 2-mile walk, a mile and a half walk. Yeah.
Sunglasses or what have you. So, like I said, it's a bigger picture, when we have you on Irving, Politics with Pinsky. It's every month or every other week. It really is something where we just don't know what is going to happen. So now, this Sunday, James Comey, 10 p.m., the interview. What should we expect?
Well, he's going to talk about all the people who he gave his notes to when he left Trump's meeting.
Okay.
And Trump tried to bluff him, but he couldn't bluff him. Trump came out and said, listen, he doesn't know if I taped this whole thing. But Comey said, I don't care. I'm going to tell the truth. Right. So now Trump comes out and says, well, I don't have the tapes. I don't have them. So there's a presumption now that Trump was lying, and I'll tell you why. Course. Because he could have had witnesses there, but he told them to leave the room. And he could have taped it if he wanted to, but he didn't want to tape it because he was going to set a scam up. And they caught him.
They caught him. And that's the whole Comey thing. You have all of these men and women who, like Comey and Mueller, they're stand-up people. They've never had a problem literally in their careers of this magnitude.
Oh, yeah. And
now, come on. So they're all. So now that they're investigating this guy that's a resident in the White House. They're literally just going, let's I don't know. Let's get they're declarated. They're fine people. They have put in their time. They're literally just getting bashed, and it's almost like slander.
Kellyanne Conway, who worked for him for a long time now, she was a big part of his win. And she's no damn good anyway. But Kellyanne Conway, she's married to a Yale Law School grad who's one of the best lawyers in the country.
Where did he find?
Hold on. And he hates Trump. Hates him.
No, he really does.
And for the last week, he's been tweeting all kinds of stuff about Trump. And this is a guy who's not even getting paid to bash him. His wife works, and Trump won't fire his wife. You know what that means? She's got something on him, too. And there was just a book came out, and they said that Kellyanne Conway is the biggest leaker in the White House.
Of course she is. You know what happens? She sips her wine or her whiskey or her tequila. I don't know what she drinks.
I don't know, but she's one skinny woman.
Well, no, she just looks like, she just...
I don't want to say it.
Yeah, me neither.
She might find me and kill me.
Listen, well, so can you imagine what Kellyanne Conway's house, the conversations, when she walks in her house?
Are you trying to get me fired?
Listen, it's the same one that Paul Ryan has with his wife. Yeah. Her husband's looking at her going, I can't only
He's
imagine.
He's married to a Yale family, too. It's really weird. It's really weird. What's with these people? They marry into Yale. It's weird.
Listen, I know a lot of folks that have married into Yale, but that really
but they're
honestly is
all over
besides
the
the point.
world,
But no,
these
they really are. But the thing is, her husband is looking at her like it's obvious that they lie every single day, and she's still there, just hanging on by a little string, and
he's going to be a lobbyist now. That's what he's going to do. There's big money in that.
Against Trump, though.
Against humanity, because he will sell anything for a lousy dollar. Anything.
Yeah.
The Republicans never met a person they wouldn't kill for a buck.
Well, we see what's going on. But you know what? Like I said, folks, at the end of the day, we always tell people that are listening in, this is our opinion alone.
Yeah, my opinion's too far out there. But it's okay. Most of it's humor anyway, but there's enough.
Yeah.
You're mainstream. You're a radical lefty nut.
I wouldn't say radical.
I'm not
radical lefty nut.
No,
I'm common sense.
Thank you. Yes. I think people that literally we know what's going on in the country. And now I think the people that have supported the literally they're looking going, you know what, we can't keep doing this. Now we're looking like idiots because it's just evident and it's apparent. But folks, we live in this country. We've got to make it work. Everyone, like I said, I wake up every day. I go out. I teach salsa. I go sell beer. And Irving, you get up. You have Irving Pinsky Law.
That's what I do.
Harry comes here and he's our station manager. And you know what? We continue to live life. And
we're lucky to be here.
But we always have these segments because we need to make people aware of what's going on or what we think is going on. But like we said, always, your opinion, you can call in. We have a call-in show. We're actually going to have you back in a few weeks, Irving, so that we can get some folks on here that can, if you really think that person is doing a great job, then give us a buzz.
Yeah,
give us
I
a
gotta
buzz.
get you somebody who
what are those?
That. What are what?
Flyers.
Oh, these cards?
Yeah.
Oh, they're just funny. You're gonna love them. They're funny. How funny is
Listen.
that?
All right, guys, we are out of here. But big cases, fast settlements, 24 hours, 1-800-YES-4-LAW. That's my boy.
Thank you.
Check him out. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to keep your glass full. Stay positive. Stay focused. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.